an amazing time. Dedication to dog walking. So Dennis just dinghied me ashore to walk the dog here on the beach, and I had to get out and just carry her the rest of the way. But we are here in St. John and a little tiny bay called Fish Bay, and it looks super cool. Very excited. Meanwhile, he's going to put up the anchor shade and get the boat all ready, move over the booms. We get max solar. So I think I got the better end of the deal, honestly. Jesse, does St. John smell different than the other islands, huh? Look at you in your short haircut. Check out the thorns on this tree. Oh my goodness. Like an inch long, longer. I just talked to the gentleman who lives in this house right behind me. Gorgeous place in Fish Bay. I asked if he'd want to be interviewed, but he said no. He's from New Jersey and comes here and winters here, and he's been doing it for 14 years. What a nice way to do it. Gotpo, Gotpo, Gotpo. This is Shore requesting a ride back.
Gotpo Shore, on my way.
Thanks, baby. Here comes my sexy ride. Like I said, this is dedication. Walking through the water to catch a ride, to take Shotzi ashore. Putting the dinghy away for the night after giving Shotzi her little walk on the beach. So we have to attach the two bridle points. And then step off without falling in, which I have done once before, but there's no video to prove it. Oh,
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now we gotta hoist the dinghy. Oh,
Yeah.
Can you lock the clutches?
So we have to loop through that low friction ring, bring it over here to the winch to hoist up the dinghy. And I swapped out the line because Balance gave us a line that was too short and not thick enough for the jammer. And look at how nicely it operates now. Go us. You need a knife? Yeah?
Yeah, probably will. Because it's already all kind of chewed up.
Okay. It's hard to crush cans, so I have this great idea. What could possibly go wrong? So I put a little dent in it because I know you need that. I don't have very good aim either, so it should be interesting.
Archaeological discoveries at Cinnamon Bay confirm that these petroglyphs were carved around 900 to 1500 AD by the pre-Columbian Tayo and their ancestors. Carvings exemplify the designs found in ceremonial Taino pottery. And then if it were a little bit more rainy, we'd probably have a waterfall. It says it's a rare treat to find a shady freshwater pool and sometimes a waterfall on this volcanic island on St. John. Yeah, there you can see it. Up there would be where your waterfall comes from.
But so here we are in Fish Bay of St. John, and I saw this really cool catamaran. So I was paddling over and met this awesome couple. Tell us about your boat and yourselves.
Hey, our boat is Zigzag. It's a Wharram Tiki 30, James Wharram design, Polynesian type catamaran. It's all lashed together. The beams are lashed to the hulls.
Alex bought the plans back in 2019, and we packed a shipping container full of wood in Miami, and we shipped all the building supplies, and he really almost built it single-handedly, and I just kind of was moral support. Told me, he's like, it'll take a year, tops. And I'm like, great, this is awesome. A year goes by, and I think he was done with the base of each hull, filled it with foam, and just started building the bulkheads up from there. And maybe it was year two that...
Like, he started getting frustrated.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, like, we're here for a while.
And where did you build her?
In Great Cruise Bay, so just around the corner. It's maybe a 10-minute drive from here. My parents live on the point just around the corner, Chocolate Hole, and they have a pretty big front driveway area that was under construction.
So what gave you this idea?
I had a boat here, a Bristol 32 monohull, and Katie came down and visited, and she couldn't stand it. We stayed one day on the mooring in Chocolate Hole, and she was getting seasick and just couldn't stand the monohull lifestyle.
It was just, it's horrid.
Yeah, it's hard always being at an angle, and at an anchorage you're doing this versus just barely moving.
Yeah. I mean, you can't even tell that we're on the water right now on this boat. It's just completely stationary. Anything. I did a whole lot of deliveries on boats in the meantime while we were building just to make some money.
And a couple of racing circuits. We did racing for 2 years, and it was a really cool way to see him just get into meeting other people and just saying yes to every opportunity that came by. And
calls me when I'm working on the yacht in the yard, and she's like, I found these 2 little puppies and they're 2 months old, and the guy is ashing his cigarettes on them and leaving them in a cardboard box in the parking lot.
No water, no food.
And they have worms, and they're emaciated.
It was in the summertime in Coral Bay, and me and the waitress, we were like, we need to get them away from this evil man, and she took them on her boat for a night, and then the next morning she's like, do you have somewhere for them? Yes, okay, let's get them out of here. So mission accomplished.
How did you guys find Fish Bay?
So I looked at the winds and I was like, well, Fish Bay on Navily, have you used that app? It's really good. They talk about anchorages and they rate them green, yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was green and the winds were right to here, and I'm like, we should just go to Fish Bay. What kind of sails do you have for your boat?
We're gaff rigged.
Oh.
No boom, just a gaff. And we bought them from a sailmaker called Jekyll's in the UK.
Okay.
That had the computer models already in their system. So
There's
Yeah.
only two companies that make sails for Wharram.
you can
Design
get
boats,
anybody.
right?
Yeah.
The designer could have sent me the files, and I could have sent them to a sailmaker of my choosing. But this is some sailmaker that they've been using for a long time, and they have all the designs already, and I wouldn't have to. They know how to build the sails for the boat, and everything fit. I mean, I think the gaff didn't fit into the pocket, right? So I had to like cut the sides down a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I liked the red. It was like they had two color choices, like tan or beige or red. It was like red.
And we went with Hank on jib.
Yeah.
So we have 3 jibs that all have a reef in them too.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought that
nice.
was pretty unique.
Oh, wow.
A reef in your jib. Yeah.
With the new boat,
Yeah.
new
Thanks.
means not everything works.
Yeah.
And we have proved that so many times
Yeah.
over. It's not been the smooth sailing always. But he's super mechanical, so we're very lucky in that regard. I think we bring a nice blend of skills.
So Ann said you guys were going to start a YouTube channel, or you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
we've
us about
done-
that.
We've done a couple of videos of
Video number 3. So we're just starting.
the national park launch ramp.
How did you transport it to the ramp?
It comes apart. So we did 2 trucks, 1 hull on each truck, and then we took the beams, the cockpit, the mast.
But it was so fun to see like his boat or our boat in the air with
Yeah.
the crane, and it was just.
Oh, and then we
Yeah.
rolled it in on big PVC pipes, and it kind of just stripped off all the bottom paint that was on the very bottom of the keel. So as we're rolling it, I can just see it just shredding paint off the keel.
Oh my god.
He was
we
biting
had
his
some-
nails off the whole day. It was just so stressful.
And there's some fine fiberglass cracking on the very bottom of the keel, so we have to get out of the water just to paint that very bottom of the keel,
Yeah.
and then put it
Yeah,
back.
protect it.
Yeah,
There's always something with a boat, though.
yeah. I was like under the water the other day with the the putty, epoxy putty. So I was sealing the cracks up underwater. That stuff actually works really well. The epoxy putty, it dries underwater.
We need to add that to our shopping
Yeah.
list. That sounds like a great thing to have
Yeah.
aboard.
If you ever get like a hole under the water line, you can mix it above the water and then bring it under and just smoosh it in and kind of just keep holding it in there and
Yeah.
it'll dry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's great.
It's our
You guys
first
are so cute.
Kindle of friendship while cruising.
Yeah.
I would say that we just bought our dinghy from Cruisers, and they're already off to St. Martin. But
Yeah. The cruising community is phenomenal and
Alex
so
always told me, and
helpful.
not
Yeah.
that I didn't believe
It's
him,
the
Yeah.
but
best.
I didn't know like people would just come up to you. Like
Yeah.
I'm usually extroverted, but I'm like, oh, like can I come up to someone else's boat and they won't
Yeah.
get mad at
That's
me?
what I did to you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your draft?
It's something I didn't know, but
Yeah.
We haven't
It's really unexpected.
we haven't dove into the anything about sailing so far. Like we're still tied to the land.
I should have saved the past 4 years, but I didn't. So.
I tell you that it is a huge mental mind change, mind shift change when you really put your mind to it, because we've been planning this for years,
Oh yeah.
and I mean
many
really,
years.
so we're like, we like to go out, but it costs money, right? So let's make a home cooked meal and have leftovers.
Yeah, we just started.
Or let's
cutting
go
out
drink
all
our
entertainment.
alcohol in the parking lot
Yeah.
and not pay the bar prices for
Yeah.
booze. You
Yeah.
know, or just everything that you buy, it's like, does this have a place on the boat?
I'm gonna do a video on it, but I have a thermal cooker. Highly recommend it. Have you heard of this thing?
No.
Are you gonna grab it?
We have a GoSun, and we've been doing. We
Oh,
can like
that's
roast.
cool.
We have the sport version, and I've made bread, and we've roasted like sweet potatoes and vegetables in
okay.
there. But
Yeah.
that reminds me of an Instapot. Is it like
It is just like
Okay.
it, but what you do, and I just got my yogurt perfected, and I couldn't find a video, so I'm gonna do a little
I've heard
video on
about
it.
people doing yogurt.
Yeah, it's so easy. I'll saute the onions or whatever, and then put meat in, and then when I add the water and pasta, rice, whatever it is, you boil it for 15 minutes. You just put the lid on and you stick it inside,
Oh.
and leave it for an hour, and then you got like a one pot meal.
You don't plug that in.
Nope, that's why it's perfect.
Sold.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of electricity.
All right, see you guys.
Bye-bye. unlock this.